Okay, we've all been there, right? You get that job offer, and this huge wave of relief just washes over you. But there's a sentence that should be flashing in your mind like a giant neon sign at that exact moment. The first offer is never the final offer. Now, it sounds simple, but ignoring this one little piece of advice can have absolutely massive consequences. So today, we're going to break down why this happens and what's really truly at stake.
But here's the twist. Here's the part that turns this from just some friendly advice into a huge systemic problem. And most women in tech accept it anyway. Just let that sink in for a second. That one sentence changes the entire game. It gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today. Why does this gap, this canyon really, between what we know we should do and what we actually do, even exist? You see, this isn't just about one person missing out on a few extra bucks. We're calling this the first offer problem. And it is a huge deal. Why? Because this single moment of hesitation, this one choice, has consequences that don't just add up, they literally compound over your entire career. At its absolute core, the problem is a fundamental misunderstanding of what a job offer even is. We see it as a final verdict on our value, like a period at the end of a sentence. But it's not. It's the opening line. It's the official start of a business conversation. All right, so if we know we should negotiate, why is it so incredibly hard to actually do it? Why is our default reaction so often just to breathe a sigh of relief, say yes, and sign on the dotted line? Well, the reasons are complicated, they're layered, and as we're about to see, they're deeply human. Let's just pause on that for a second. With so much at stake, with so much money on the line, why does this pattern keep repeating itself? It's definitely not about a lack of ambition or intelligence. No way. It's about a really powerful cocktail of external pressures and our own internal monologue.
It's like this perfect storm of competing pressures inside our heads. First off, there's the fear of being seen as difficult, or even worse, ungrateful. Then you've got something called the likability penalty. This is a big one. It's this social trap where being assertive can get misread as being aggressive. Then, just for fun, add a healthy dose of imposter syndrome, that little voice that's always asking, am I really worth more? And a very, very human desire to just avoid conflict. All of that together, it's the perfect recipe for staying silent. And let's be super clear, these are not individual failings. These are powerful systemic pressures at play.
So we get the why. Now let's get into the so what. The cost of staying quiet isn't just about the money you leave on the table today. It's a ripple effect. It's a financial echo that follows you for your entire career. That one decision has this powerful compounding effect that's kind of hard to believe.
Let's make this super real. Picture two engineers, Alex and Sam. They both get the exact same initial offer, $100,000. Alex, feeling grateful and relieved, accepts it right away. Sam, on the other hand, decides to start a conversation. She negotiates for just 5% more. Now, $5,000, it doesn't seem like a life-changing difference at first, does it? But that slightly higher first step, oh, it's everything. It becomes the new, higher launch pad for every single raise and bonus from that day forward.
So, what does that tiny 5% difference actually look like over a 35-year career? Well, it adds up to, wait for it, over $500,000. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. $500,000. And honestly, that's a conservative estimate. That is the real cost of silence. That's the price of treating an opening offer like a final statement.
And what's wild is that the gap doesn't just grow, it accelerates. After just 10 years, you can see the difference is already huge. Sam isn't just earning more each year, her higher base means her raises are bigger in actual dollars, which causes the gap between her and Alex to widen exponentially. That right there is the magic and the terror of compounding.
Okay, so how do we fix this? The solution isn't about learning some aggressive hardball tactics. It's about a really powerful internal mindset shift. It's all about learning to see the offer not as a statement, but as a question. A question that's basically asking, so, are these terms good for you to come join our team? So, let's just go ahead and redefine what a first offer actually is. Here's the big secret. It is not a final decree. It's not set in stone. It is simply the company's opening position. Think of it like their first move in a business discussion. In fact, more often than not, it's an unspoken invitation to engage, to discuss, and to find a number that works for everybody. So how do you actually make this shift? It really just comes down to 3 steps. Number 1, you have to separate your self-worth from the number on the page. It's business, it's not personal. 2. See the offer as just a piece of data, a starting point, not some final judgment on you as a person. And 3, this is the most important part. Reframe the entire process. This isn't a fight. It's a collaborative search for a mutual yes.
And here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. Companies expect you to negotiate. I promise. It's a standard part of the hiring process. They've probably already budgeted for it. This isn't about creating conflict. The real goal is collaboration. It's about finding that sweet spot where both you and your new employer feel valued and genuinely excited to get started.
So, I'll leave you with this one last thought. The next time a job offer lands in your inbox, just take a breath before you react. Look at that number and ask yourself this. Is this a period, ending the discussion? Or is it a question mark, inviting you to begin one? Because how you answer that question could literally change the entire trajectory of your financial future.